She walked into the diner that rainy Tuesday in 1998, her hand locked tight in his, and every head turned like a single organism. He stood 6'3", skin the color of midnight coffee, shoulders filling the doorway, and she, barely 5'2", freckles across her nose, hair the shade of wheat, looked up at him like he had hung the moon. They took the corner booth, the one with the cracked red vinyl, and the room went dead quiet except for the sizzle of bacon on the grill. That was the moment the town decided to hate her. He ordered 2 coffees, black, and she added cream to hers the way her mama taught her. The waitress, Darlene, who had known her since kindergarten, set the cups down hard enough to slosh. "You sure about this, Emily?" Darlene muttered, loud enough for the whole place to hear. Emily smiled, small but steady. "Never been surer." Across the aisle, Tommy Hargrove, captain of the football team, son of the mill owner, leaned back and spat sunflower seeds into a styrofoam cup. "Guess some girls like their coffee dark and their futures darker," he said, and the laughter cracked like a whip. They started calling her Coal Burner the next day. She found the word scratched into her locker at Jefferson High. He, Malik Washington, scholarship kid from the south side of Chicago, found his tires slashed in the parking lot. The principal, Mr. Grayson, called them both into his office. "Emily, your father's on the school board," he said, not looking at Malik. "Think about the example you're setting." Malik's voice stayed level. "Example of what, sir?" "Loving somebody." Grayson's face went the color of a ripe tomato. "Watch your tone, son." Emily stood up. "He's not your son. He's mine." He walked her home every afternoon, past the picket fences and the Confederate flag flapping on Old Man Jenkins's porch. They whispered wedding plans under the oak by the creek, the one nobody claimed. She told him she didn't care about college if it meant leaving him. He told her she was going. Full ride to state nursing, and he'd follow on the GI Bill. They sealed it with a kiss that tasted like promise and peppermint gum. The first rock came through her bedroom window on a Thursday in October. Wrapped in newspaper, the note inside read, "Leave the monkey or we burn the house." Her daddy, Sheriff Tom Wheeler, read it under the porch light, knuckles white. "Emily, this has gone far enough." She faced him, chin high. "You gonna arrest your own daughter for loving the wrong man?" He couldn't meet her eyes. "I'm gonna arrest whoever threw that rock." But the rock stayed in evidence lockup, and nobody ever knocked on a door. They graduated in May. Her in white, him in navy ROTC dress blues. The gym buzzed with whispers when she pinned the corsage on his lapel. Tommy Hargrove cornered them behind the bleachers. "You think the Army wants race mixers?" he sneered. Malik stepped forward, calm as winter. "They want soldiers. I qualified top 5%. What did you qualify for? Daddy's payroll?" Tommy swung. Malik ducked, caught the wrist, twisted just enough to drop the bigger boy to his knees. "Let go," Tommy gasped. "Apologize to my girl." "Sorry," Tommy choked out. Malik released him and walked away, Emily's hand in his. He shipped out to Fort Benning in July. She started nursing school in August, living in a dorm that smelled of bleach and instant noodles. They wrote letters every night. His on army stationery, hers on pink paper that still carried her perfume. He sent her a photo from Basic. Him in fatigues, grinning, dog tags gleaming. She taped it inside her anatomy textbook, right over the heart. The town forgot them for a while. Tommy took over the mill when his daddy's liver gave out. Darlene married a trucker and popped out 3 kids. Sheriff Wheeler pinned a new medal on his chest and pretended his daughter's mail didn't come from Georgia. Then September 11th happened. He was in Afghanistan by Christmas, 10th Mountain Division. She was finishing clinicals, delivering babies while he delivered fire support. The letters slowed. Censor stamps, whole paragraphs blacked out. One came with a single line. "If I don't make it, tell our kid I tried." They married in a courthouse in Savannah the week he got leave in 2003. She wore a thrift store dress. He wore desert camo. The judge cried when they said their vows. She moved into base housing, learned to sleep through helicopter noise, learned to flinch at car backfires. He came home missing the hearing in his left ear and carrying a bronze star he never talked about. They bought a tiny house on the edge of Milford. Population 4,217. Same as always. She took the night shift at County General. He fixed cars at the Shell station, grease under his nails, smile still easy. The town remembered. Tommy Hargrove, now foreman at the mill, spread the word. Don't bring vehicles to the colored boy. Darlene refused to seat them at the diner. Somebody painted "Go Back to Africa" on their garage door in dripping red. Emily scrubbed it off with bleach that burned her hands. Malik stood on the porch at 2 a.m., shotgun across his knees, eyes on the dark. They had a daughter in 2005. Zoe, eyes like her daddy, curls like her mama. Emily pushed the stroller down Main Street and felt the stairs like needles. One afternoon, Mrs. Jenkins, old man Jenkins's widow, blocked the sidewalk. "That child gonna grow up confused," she hissed. Emily kept walking. She's gonna grow up loved. That's enough. He started coaching Pee-wee football on Saturdays, the only black man on the field. Parents pulled their kids at first. Then little Mason Hargrove, Tommy's nephew, broke his arm falling off the bleachers. Malik splinted it with a stick in his belt, calm as sunrise, while the boy screamed. Mason's mama cried and hugged him in the ambulance. Next practice, every kid showed up. The mill started laying off in 2008. Tommy blamed illegals and welfare queens. Malik blamed the market. Fixed what he could, gave discounts to the unemployed. Folks started slipping him 20s under the counter when their wives weren't looking. Then came the flood of 2012. The river jumped its banks on a Friday night in April. Water rose so fast the sirens barely had time to wail. The National Guard couldn't get through, bridges under. Downtown became a lake. The mill went dark. Tommy Hargrove's mansion on the hill stayed dry, but his factory drowned. He stood on the courthouse steps at dawn, megaphone in hand. "We'll rebuild bigger. Insurance will cover." A woman screamed from the rooftop of the Piggly Wiggly. Her toddler clung to the chimney, water lapping the eaves. They needed boats. The town had 3. 2 belonged to the country club, 1 to the sheriff. Sheriff Wheelers was swamped trying to reach the nursing home. Malik looked at the Shell station lot. His flatbed, winch still good, a stack of inner tubes from the tire pile. He backed the truck to the boat ramp, chained tubes together, welded a frame from scrap rebar. By noon, he had a raft that could carry 6. Emily met him at the edge of the floodwater, Zoe on her hip. "Give me the keys to the ambulance," she said. He hesitated. "I'm triage your transport." "Move." They worked 18 hours straight. He ferried the elderly, the diabetics, the oxygen-dependent. She set IVs on upside-down coolers, delivered a baby in the back of a pickup. Tommy watched from the dry side of the street, arms crossed. "Should have let the government handle it," he muttered. A teenage boy paddled past on a door, shouting, "Mr. Washington, save my granny." Tommy's face twisted like he'd swallowed glass. Night fell. The water kept rising. The dam upriver cracked. State police radioed evacuation for the whole east side. That included the elementary school, roof already underwater. 23 kids, 2 teachers, janitor with a bad heart. The current was a monster. Malik looked at the raft. One more trip, maybe 2. He kissed Emily hard, tasted salt and exhaustion. "Tell Zoe her daddy's coming back." She grabbed his shirt. "You drown, I swear I'll kill you." He laughed, the sound ragged, and pushed off. He reached the school as the roof buckled. Kids screamed. He tied the raft to flagpole, climbed the bricks like a lizard. One by one, he lowered them, smallest first. The janitor went last, clutching a photo of his wife. Water slapped Malik's chest. The raft sagged under the weight. He cut the line to the flagpole, kicked hard for the current's edge. Halfway back, the engine on his outboard sputtered, water in the fuel. He rode with a busted oar, muscles screaming. A tree trunk barreled downriver, aimed straight at them. He shoved the kids flat, took the hit on his shoulder. Bone snapped. He kept rowing with one arm, blood slick on the wood. Emily saw the raft drift into the shallows at 3:17 a.m. She ran, boots splashing, Zoe asleep in the ambulance. Malik collapsed on the bank. Kids crawling off like ducklings. She checked pulses, barked orders, kissed his forehead between breaths. Sirens finally came. Guard choppers, real boats, generators. Too late for heroics. Just in time for cleanup. The town woke to headlines. Local veteran saves 26 from flood. Photo on the front page. Malik on a stretcher, one arm in a sling, the other around the janitor, both grinning through mud. Emily beside him, hair wild, stethoscope swinging. Zoe waving from her mama's hip. Tommy Hargrove showed up at the hospital with a check from the mill. $50,000 for relief efforts. Malik, doped on morphine, looked at the amount. Cash it for the families who lost everything. I got a job. Tommy's mouth opened, closed. Emily leaned in. You can leave now, Tommy. Doors that way. They rebuilt the east side higher, with Malik's raft design welded into the new emergency plan. The diner put his photo above the register. Darlene served him free coffee for life. The high school renamed the football field Washington Stadium. Tommy sold the mill, moved to Florida, told anybody who'd listen to Flood was overblown. He and Emily still live in the little house, porch swing creaking. Zoe's in med school now, top of her class. Every April, the town holds a barbecue by the river. Kids fish off the dock Malik built. Somebody always asks him to tell the story. He shrugs. Ain't much of a story. Just did what needed doing. She squeezes his hand when he says that, because they both know the real story started the day she walked into the diner holding his, and the town tried to break them for it. Years later, the only thing broken was a hate. If you're watching from Atlanta, Chicago, London, or anywhere the river don't flood but the hearts still do, share this. Tag the Emily in your life who loved anyway. Tag the Malik who kept rowing with a shattered shoulder. Drop your city in the comments. We're prettier when we're kind. We're stronger when we remember.